it all behind you. I said, take down everything that stands in your way. Don't stop believing it'll work out again, my friend. Stand out and be a part of everything good. Wake up, you're gonna be all that you should. Try out all the things you always wanted to be. You'll see, 'cause I know what I know, that you've got it in you, and I see that you are a winner.
So I drive, right now it's my only job, I drive for Uber. I drive for Uber and Lyft. I drive around, I pick up people, I take them to their destination. That's what I do. And I'm getting to meet a whole variety of different people. And it's kind of an education. I had a guy with a cane get in my car, it's probably a month ago, and he slurred his words really bad. He had really severe physical, lack of physical coordination, inability to speak well. Gets in my car, and my first thought, my cat is underneath. If you hear crunchy noises, my cat is underneath here, and he's chomping. He's eating his breakfast. So anyway, okay. First thing I thought when he talked to me was, you know, this man is mentally impaired. He's slow. The word retarded crossed my mind. It's a terrible word, but I'm old, and that's a word that was socially acceptable when I was younger. These are the things that crossed my mind when this man got in my car. You know, his face, he wasn't handsome because his muscles, he didn't have like firm muscles in his face. It's like everything was kind of slack, and you know. And so he gets in my car. The crunchy noises are really distracting. And I'm driving him to the airport. And so, like I do with everybody, I'm engaging him in conversation because that's what I do. I try to get to know the person. We try to make it a fun experience, try to be, you know, their friend driving them to wherever. And turns out he used to be an athlete. Turns out he used to be a marathon runner. Turns out that he has a quick, witty, clever, humorous brain in his head. He has a sense of humor. He's an intelligent human being, and he used to be very athletic. He used to run in marathons, so he was physical. Wonder how many times he's going down the street and people, or whatever, in a store, whatever, and people hearing him talk or seeing him move think, ooh, look at the retard. Look at that retarded guy over there. You know, kind of like I did. Put the label on the guy. Oh, he's retarded. Don't stare. Don't stare. Don't look at him. Pretend like he just doesn't exist. Right? And he's just a guy. He probably loves sports or whatever, other things. Motorcycles, cars, women. You know, he probably has all the same, you know, desires, and probably looks at women and has his little fantasies, just like any other guy. Probably misses the day that he was able to do things like build a bicycle or walk the dog or whatever. All the things that we take for granted when we have health. You know, he's just a normal guy. He referred to it as, you know, before I was sick, I did these things. Another thing that this is still Uber, just a different case story. This woman in the back seat of my car on New Year's Eve. I was taking her to a New Year's Eve party, and she was telling me about this friend that she was going to this party. The hostess of the party was a friend she had had since grade school, and you know, this friend was like closer than a sister to her, and they had raised their kids together and babysat each other's kids, and just, you know, just inseparable friends. And I remember saying to her and thinking it, you know how lucky you are? You know, friendships like that, they're so rare in this world. They're so rare. people can live their whole lives and never know what that's like to have a friend that dear and that close and that loyal. You know, walking around knowing that at least one person in the world would be there for you in times of trouble, or would care if you were hurt. You know, what a nice feeling that would be to have that, right? People who, oh, I'm not going to talk to that girl over there because she's ugly. Oh, that guy, look at that guy, he's so ugly, he must be a retard. You know, people who judge others or put value on somebody because of their exterior appearance. What are they throwing away when they do that? What potential does that person have that they're just throwing on the trash heap because they've just decided that person has no value because they're not beautiful? They're not very good looking. Oof, I wouldn't want to be seen with that person. You know, what will people think if they see me with someone who looks like that? Meanwhile, all these superficial friendships that you have, that all these beautiful people around you that are acceptable, that you feel so much pride. And look at me, look at the friends I have. Look at these popular, good-looking people that are my friends, right? Will they even be thinking of you in 5 years? Will you even be a blip on their radar in 5 years? How do you know that the ugly person that you dismiss without even bothering to give them a chance to shine, to see what they have in their heart, how do you know that that person that you threw on the garbage heap isn't that friend that would be in your life for years and years and years, who would come to be there with you when you're in the hospital, who would think to send you an email, you know, from time to time to see how you're doing? How do you know that that person that you threw away because they just didn't measure up, because they didn't have the right kind of nose, or maybe their eyes were too close together, or maybe had droopy lips, or whatever it is, maybe they had a big scar on their face, maybe whatever, you threw them away because of some superficial thing. They're too fat, they have a funny looking butt, oh my gosh, look at how that guy walks. You threw them away. How do you know that that isn't that one chance, that one amazingly rare chance to know what it's like to have a friend like that woman had that was going to the party? What it would be like to have a friend like that. How do you know? I mean, when you think about the friends in your life, the ones that are really, really, really are dear to you, are they dear to you because of what they look like? When you're thinking about going to meet up with the girls, are you thinking about, and I'm talking to women or guys going to meet up with other guys, are you thinking, gee, I can't wait to see so-and-so because they're so damn good looking? Is that what you're thinking about? Or are you thinking about, you know, we're gonna have so much fun at the mall. We you know, so-and-so is so fun. This totally gets me. I could say anything to this person. Da 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 da. They understand. They care. You know, what makes people special to us? Is it their appearance, or is it what they have inside that stays with us? You know, what they have inside that makes them unique. I mean, there's beautiful people everywhere. Beauty, you know what beauty is? Beauty is something that people are lucky enough to have. It doesn't take a lot of work. You know, and people think that, well, they think people who aren't so beautiful, they don't try. You know, people who obsess in front of the mirror with the makeup and stuff, they're not just beautiful people. The people who aren't beautiful do the same thing. They try just as hard to be nice looking. They might have to work a lot harder to be nice looking. And then there's people who don't even have to, they don't even have to put makeup on. They're just that blessed. Yeah, it just looks so good. Where does that come from? That great, wonderful, hot, good bone structure, good skin, good hair, perfect body shape. Where does that come from? Is it something they worked at? It's just genes. It's the luck of the draw. It's mom and dad, and just getting the right combo just happens to happen. And look, there's a beautiful person. Like a beautiful flower. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having beautiful people and admiring them, and, you know, and valuing them. But looking at all the people, and there's a lot of us who aren't so beautiful. We didn't get the luck of the draw. We got the crappy short end of the stick. You know, we got the big nose or the funny ears or, you know, whatever, fat thighs, whatever it is. There's a lot of people like that. Are they all garbage? Do they all have no value because of something they have no control over before they're born? Genes? You know, what makes a person have value? Is it their looks? Because that goes away. And that's another thing. How much time do you spend in front of the mirror obsessing about your looks? It's funny. This is a weird thing that I have had happen to me. I've spent my whole life obsessing about my looks. Oh my gosh. Trying so hard to make a white picket fence from a mud fence or whatever. You know, whatever stupid analogy my brain is going to come up with. Obsessing about my looks. Trying to do something with it, right? You know, since I stopped doing that, since I stopped making my life revolve around my appearance and, ooh, how will I look to others and what will people think of me and will I be accepted? And when I stopped caring, I put makeup on today because I had a job interview. Mostly I don't. I stopped caring. My life is no longer about impressing other people or fitting in or trying to be popular or trying to be one of the beautiful people. My life isn't about that anymore, and I have really stopped caring. Guys don't wear makeup. They walk around, they're happy. Why do I have to wear makeup? You know, and it's funny, once you get used to seeing yourself without makeup, at first you're just like, oh my God. But after a while you get used to seeing yourself without makeup. It doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look bad. You get used to it. It's like, oh, that's me. That's me. That's just me. You know? But since I stopped caring, since I stopped, oh my gosh, I'm just so ugly unless I put the mascara, the makeup, and otherwise I'm just so ugly. I gotta cover up the ugly with all this makeup and stuff. Since I stopped doing that, I have had more people driving for Uber, young people, to say, God, you know, you're really good looking. And I know it's not true. I mean, I know I'm not that good looking, but I've had people, you know, you're a pretty good looking lady for your age, you know, and it's whatever. And, you know, I don't think it's, my usual comeback is, really, how drunk are you? You know, but at the same time, it's like, I think it's how you put yourself off. It has nothing to do with what you put on your skin. It has nothing to do with how you do your makeup and your shading and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Although I think if you're beautiful, or even if you're homely, makeup enhances and stuff. But I think having that inner confidence, that inner, you know what, I don't care. I know I'm good. I know I rock. My life is not about being, you know, you're whatever, looking good for the world, looking good for men, you know. The moment you stop making that a priority, an important thing, everything's about that, making people think things, or making people like you, and you just start living, just start, you know, enjoying your life and not really caring about stuff like that. It's an afterthought. I'm going to interview. I guess I should throw some makeup on, you know. It's an afterthought. It's not your, oh my God, before my husband wakes up, I gotta run to the bathroom, put my makeup. I seriously was that way. When I first got married, I would get up before my husband to put makeup on because I didn't want him to see me without makeup. We used to go camping, and I'd get up in the morning, I'd go sit, we'd be out in the woods, it'd be like nothing for miles around, chipmunks and squirrels, you know, and I'd get out of the tent, I'd go in the truck, and I'd be putting the makeup on, putting it on, I gotta look gorgeous in the middle of the woods. Really, seriously. Now I don't care, and I have more people complimenting that. And I don't think it's because I'm beautiful. I don't agree. It's like, maybe because I'm not, I don't have that, oh, I can't possibly be any good unless I do this and this and this and this. I can't possibly be beautiful without a lot of help. I don't have that going on in my head anymore. I'm not hanging my head. I'm not like, oh, don't look at me. I don't have my face on yet. I'm just like, here I am. What do you know? Look, oh my God, I'm old. You know, I've got a mole on my nose. No, it's not a satellite. Sorry. That's the other thing. Laugh at yourself. You know? I mean, really, what is it? What is it with people when they're so fucking serious about stuff? It's like, oh well, you know, people who aren't the drop-dead gorgeous people make those drop-dead gorgeous people look so much better. You know, we all have a purpose. And the fact is, what is ugly? Who decides what is ugly? You know, and my thought is people who call other people that word. Seriously. People who have that kind of personality, that they would call another human being that word. What is ugly? What really is ugly? Somebody who can hurt somebody else. Somebody who can judge somebody else and doesn't give them a chance and tosses them on the rubbish heap because of something they cannot help. Doesn't even give them a few minutes to try to figure out what they have inside, which is where we live. We don't live on our faces, do we? What we have on our faces is not who we are, is it? So I just had a few thoughts on the subject. I think it's really sad. A lot of people, a lot of really wonderful friendships that might have happened. A lot of people walking around never knowing what it's like to have a really good friend. Because maybe they met that really good friend. Maybe they met that person and they didn't even give them a chance. They threw them away. Get lost, you know, retard, ugly person. Threw them away. It could be a genius. It could be absolutely the most beautiful person inside. The kind of person who would be there for you through thick and thin, through every trial in your life. That kind of friend who's there always, who would throw down their life for you. That kind of friend you never get to have. You threw it away. How many wasted opportunities because people don't give other people a chance, or because people judge at a glance. So that's my thoughts about that. If you've been watching, thanks. Bye.
I am absolutely convinced that the main source of hatred in the world is religion. And I think it should be religion treated with ridicule and hatred and contempt.